Hi, my name is Ron Dorn, and this is the opening presentation for the GCU 113 course that meets the American Institutions requirement. Let me share screen with you so I can get to the presentation and show it to you. The purpose of this presentation is to review for you the requirements that this class meets and the intended audience, key questions such as what to purchase, key information you need to understand moving forward. And then at the end, a Canvas walkthrough. The Canvas walkthrough is optional. You can do that yourself, or it may be more efficient this way. The audience are all students interested in meeting the Gold American Institutions requirement or the Maroon SB&H. Also, there are aspiring teachers that need this class to meet Arizona teacher certification requirements related to the U.S. and Arizona constitutions. What do you buy? Nothing. There are no required purchases. There are no textbooks to buy. Dr. Kelman and I do not believe that students should purchase expensive textbooks. All materials are links, hyperlinks, or PDF files. There's a common question that pops up right away. And when you email us, we know you didn't watch this presentation or look at the syllabus. Some presentations and some materials are hidden behind a firewall that is password protected, and it is not your ASU Right ID. It is a group logon, GCU 600, and a group password, Gaia. Another common question are due dates. Students kind of wake up and sometimes email us saying, I didn't see any due dates. That's right. Due dates are at the end of the session, and the exact date of the end of the session is always indicated clearly at the top of the syllabus. This means that all the assignments are open from the start, and you can access them throughout the entire session. This is necessary because students with crazy work and family schedules need the flexibility. Also, it gives you a chance to understand how many points you need each week to earn the grade you want. So 160 points is an A plus. So you simply divide 160 points by the weeks that you have left, and that gives you a pacing guide. So if you need to set a schedule, use this pacing guide. How are you graded? We do not use a percentage system. A percentage system of 70% is passing is, I think, unethical. It's where you score an average or you start with an A and see your grade go down. It punishes you. This class uses accrual grading. Everything you do gets you further, just like in video games. Challenge by challenge, you accrue points and you help your grade. But there's a warning about the Canvas gradebook. I cannot stop Canvas from showing you percentage information and out of. Just look for the points accumulated. That's all that matters. So, where are the lectures and readings? When you log on to the modules, which is where they're at, you see a very long list of quizzes and pages, but they're grouped into 5 units and then a culminating assignment unit. All of the lectures and the readings are on the first page in each unit. So when you open up the unit, you'll see readings and lectures at the top, and then you'll see the different quizzes that relate to the readings and lectures. You'll also note that you must take the syllabus quiz and earn 100% before you can access any of this. So what does this look like? And are all readings required? And how are the quizzes made? So this is an example of what you'll see for the top of the first unit You see lectures, links to transcripts if they are available, and then readings. And all required readings where we make questions from it are indicated in this column. So you're indicated if it's required and questions are taken from it, or if it's enrichment, and we highly recommend it. So the quizzes we make are by linking the lecture content and some reading material to the required AMIT learning outcome. Everything has to link to the required learning outcomes. So how is your grade determined then? Your points only accumulate. Your points establish your class grade. So if you reach 160 points or more, or you like 139 and a B, or you like 119 and a C, you can stop taking the quizzes because your grade cannot go down. But to pass the class, you need to turn in the culminating essay assignment. Each of 3 miniature culminating essays is on one of these 3 learner objectives that's defined by an ASU committee. So you can stop and read them here. They're also extremely clear in the syllabus. The 4th learner objective is that you write these essays. You use the evidence from the readings and the lectures to construct the essays. And a complete description of those essays is provided in the module on the culminating assignment. You can read them with complete details, including criteria for essay grading and rubrics. What's important is that the points you earn on these essays only add to your point total. So there are key questions at this point. You're at 160 points, let's say, which is an A plus. Do you have to do the culminating essays? After all, you've reached 160 points. Do you have to do well on the culminating essays? The answer is yes. You must turn in the assignment. The culminating assignment addresses a key learner outcome. If you do not turn it in, you will not pass the class. And if you do not add points, do poorly on the essays, again, your overall point total won't go up. Let's say you get a 0. And if you get 2, you get your point total goes up by 2. But points cannot go down. Your grade is based upon your point total since it's compared to the scale in the syllabus. So you can look at this as an opportunity to hone your essay writing skills, with the importance being of you crafting content and making arguments using evidence related to the other 3 learner objectives. So it's a low risk proposition. Since you must try, since you must turn it in, have fun. I stress again that all your points in this class are on assignments linked to learner outcomes. That's why there's no such thing as extra credit. Everything in this class adds points. Points only accumulate. The establish your class grade. You can stop the quizzes when you like, but the AMIT requirements demand that you try writing the culminating essay, and I bet you'll do fantastic. I bet you'll enjoy it so much, you'll pick out all essay assignments from now on. So the rest of this presentation is a Canvas walkthrough, but I want to stress that we really don't want you to fail. The only way to really fail this class is to get behind. So don't get behind. So here's a quick Canvas walkthrough. There are 5 units established by the Arizona Board of Regents and then confirmed by an ASU committee. The 6th unit is the culminating assignment on the core learner objectives. At the top of each of the unit, you have a page providing lectures and readings, and then you have the quizzes. So again, it's a pattern that repeats. The readings and lectures are at the top, it's a page, and then you have the quizzes. The quizzes you have to finish at once, but they are not timed. So once you start them, you must complete them, but they're not timed. Before you start, you have to complete the required quiz with 100%. You can take a quiz as many times as you want, but we need you to learn the content so you don't ask silly questions. So the syllabus quiz consists of information that's provided in the syllabus and in this presentation, such as where do you find lectures and readings? Where do you find lectures and readings? What's the logon and password? No, it's not your ASU ID. It's GCU 600 and Gaia. Should you pay attention to the percentage information? No. Where would you go to find the grading scale? In the syllabus. Just really silly questions that are super easy, but we want to make sure you know the content before you move on. Asking questions are best on a discussion board for sharing questions, but personal items like grades should be emailed to myself and Dr. Kelman. So in summary, I hope you now have a clear understanding of the requirements of this class, the intended audience, key questions, what you need to purchase, and that you have an idea of what Kansas looks for. Thank you for listening to the presentation. Really, the basic information you need is in the syllabus.